Yeah. Never dispose of the pen, I'm at it again, we close to the end. The older I get, emphatic I am. They try to pretend, they try to be friend, wreak havoc instead. Look at the trends, can't comprehend my dramatic ascent. I'm heavenly sent, they try to condemn. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man. Yeah, different vision but the same goes. Big collision off the main road, that's the beaten path where my brain goes. Fuck the devil's wrath off my halo. Hella stones, no Thanos. Hella gold, no rainbow. This is hella genius in my brain lobes. Hella gross as far as revenue goes. Bought me a net for these Benjamins though. You not a threat, you an enemy though. Broke me a sweat, killing enemies slow. Body offset, all these feminine flows. Hardly upset, but you testing me though. All of these stats are depressingly low. Why your girl think I'm a specimen though? Drones and them perks is my medicine though. There's no comparison, black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, sending my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, cop me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Drop the investment in Silicon Valley. All this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they breaking the chassis. King of the grass like I'm Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors at labels is testing. Where I come from, streets is made of gold. Trapping like the new me, going back like the old me. On my back like Yoshi, yeah. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Can't beat them, join them. One life, enjoy it. Live like you royal, hell with purpose, let's destroy it. You think I'm joking? It's every word that's spoken. And rap these days is trapping craze, can get away with anything with 808s. They spell and pray and swell your brain, you fade away. Your soul decay, they dig and graze. I'm A-okay, just fast and pray. There'll come a day, a price to pay like Sally May, you in debt. So cast away your regrets, I digress. They regress, they treat girls like objects. They play around like recess. This rap game is nonsense. They big mad cause we bless. A goon to a goblin, you offset, I onset. I'm onset with wine in my goblet. You whining for God, I just pulled out the projects assigned to these haters. I feed off your comments, shake greed off my palms and take knees like I'm Colin. Take heat or just rot and just bleed while you falling in. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Sitting, waiting, sinning lately, getting lazy, lighting up, you getting hazy. Kinda light just doesn't faze me, hating things that rap portraying. Ricky Bobby shaking bacon, Ricky Bobby shaking, me and Evo breaking up. I just hung up on the plug. Look at me like, why you bugging? Now they all like, what the what? Look at them like, why you thugging? Want my soul, want my gifts, want my heart for fame and money. Gotta admit, I almost did it. Turn around and started running. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi. Trapping like new me, boom bap like old me. Too bad they know me, they wanna own me, but now they owe me. Back out like groceries, wrap on my back like I am Yoshi.
is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3217 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busses, hustlers, and yahos? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you bees. All right, fam. Make sure you drop in the hashtag down below. Most people don't. And the reason why that's a great swole card is because no matter what it is, most people don't. Most people aren't going to be consistent. Most people aren't going to be focusing on any of their 7 pillars. Most people aren't going to be focusing on their health. Most people aren't going to be properly programmed designing. Most people aren't going to be focusing on sleep. No matter what it is, most people don't, which is why most people are fat, broke, and retarded. That's what we know for sure. But you're here in the right place. Make sure you're following your 7 pillars. Drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Welcome to the show. Yesterday, we had some issues with Rumble. Rumble was down, so we did a private stream. And then at the end, it cut off. So yesterday's episode was a one shot, one attempt. There's no replay. So yesterday, if you were here, you know about the new releases. It was awesome. So thank you, everyone that's a member. And if you're a member, you don't miss out on any episode. So we streamed it privately for members yesterday. And all those new releases are now available inside the Swolenormous app. We had a couple app updates also in the Swolenormous app. So the search function is completely fixed. It was broken for like a day, but now it's 100%. So if you are a member, you can use your search function and it's back to 100%, which is fantastic. So shout out to the team for getting on that and fixing it. Let's get into today's episode. We got a couple more responses from yesterday's Swole text about the best piece of advice you'd give yourself if you go back in time. So that's great, but we're going to read a post from inside the app first. So without further ado, let's get into that tip. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, first Swole fam.
What's in the box?
Post is from Jared, and Jared says, "Hello, my name is Jared. I'm 41 years old from Missouri. I used to be in shape when I was younger, but because of a horrible relationship, it put me in a depressed phase, which caused me to eat my feelings, and now I'm back in the gym after 20 years of failing to stay consistent. I started January 24th of this year, and weigh-in day was yesterday. I'm already down 10 pounds, so wow. Good for you. Good for you. Golf clap. Welcome to the fam, Jared. Make sure you're not obsessing with the scale. Let's pack on some muscle, bro. Time to make some sick gains, so welcome to the fam. And I mentioned earlier, we got a couple more Swole fam responses from members. What's the best piece of advice you would give yourself if you could go back in time to when you started training? So if you're watching live, you could also drop that in the chat. What is the best piece of advice? If you can go back in time and speak to your younger self, what piece of advice would you give? Aaron says, I would say trust the process and be patient. Results do not happen overnight, and while it's all right to admire other people who can lift more than you, don't compare yourself to them. I'd also say to cut out the bullshit and listen to yourself about the people who are around you, because some of them are more toxic than you realize. I agree with that. That's probably the number one thing that people should be doing, is eliminating those negative impacts in your life. And sometimes you're unable to. It's people at work. Sometimes you're living with them. Sometimes it's family. Sometimes it's close friends that are actually more of acquaintances. Now, when it comes to close friends, oftentimes people are friends for a season. And once you start focusing on personal development, you start separating. You have less things in common, which is okay. They need to get on board, or you need to distance yourself from the negativity. So it's really important that you focus on your pillar number 1, which is community. And it's community for a reason. Amanda says, when I first started training for real, not just with celebrity trainer apps and 30-day challenges, when I started taking it seriously as a lifestyle and not a quick bikini body fix, I wish I would have placed more emphasis on nutrition. I was still struggling with learning about 1,200 calories per day during the week and partying on the weekends, and it was not conducive to my goals of health and strength and endurance. I could have saved myself a lot of headache and wasted time, I could have already learned everything I'm trying to learn now. F word. Oh well. Here we are, and all I can do is keep learning and improving. So again, that's why the question is poignant. It's because you know things today that you didn't know before. So what advice would you give yourself? And yes, those quick fixes, those extreme caloric deficits, those things are not ideal. We know now you should be focusing on building muscle, focus on proper lifestyle habits, and your body and physical changes will happen over time. There's no quick fix. Michelle says, hey, Bish, if I could go back in time, I would tell myself that cardio and not eating is not an appropriate approach to your goals. Don't listen to those fucktards that told you lifting weights will make you look like a man. Quote, lift those weights, bitch. I agree. Right? Lifting heavy weights will make you bulky. And being obsessed with the scale, remember, if you're putting on muscle, the scale will go up if you maintain your body composition. So again, you need to focus on your performance and cross-check that with your weight. Again, you might not, if you're focusing on building muscle, you might not see the scale go down in the immediate short term. It might maintain a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you're not recomping. It doesn't mean that you're not utilizing some extra stored body fat. You're building muscle, so the weight might offset a little bit. Remember, if you're maintaining around your caloric intake and you're focusing on building muscle, your body is improving lean mass at the same time where it might be trimming down some extra body fat. So you have to keep that in mind. If your numbers, if your strength and your muscle is going up, you have to keep that in context as to your body weight. Do not get obsessed with the number. Use the number. First off, you have to make sure you're weighing yourself properly. It should happen first thing in the morning after you go to the bathroom. So pee, poop, and then weigh yourself. Don't drink anything. And you really have to average that. It's not just on a single day because you're going to fluctuate a few pounds day to day. It's really the overall over the course of a week or two that you can see. Is my weight generally going up? Is it generally staying the same? Is it slightly going down? And how is my performance? If your weight is staying the same or slightly decreasing, but your performance is improving, that means that you're building muscle and you are minimizing fat storage or utilizing extra body fat. If you see your numbers going up over time, but you're not getting stronger, you have to go back to your programming. You're over consuming calories and maybe your recovery sucks. You're just putting on some more weight without the benefit of the new muscle mass. So keep that in mind. Use it as context. You have to go back and look at it as context. Lavash on Rumble. Let's get into some questions. I don't believe we're going to load up any streaming. We're not going to do any like Instagram questions. We'll just take some live questions here and then we'll move right along. But Lavash says, what's the difference between your red lens glasses and blue lens glasses? I'm not sure what you mean by that. This just blocks out blue light. So these lenses just cut out blue light. So I don't know what the difference between, I'm not sure what you mean blue lens glasses. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up a little bit. Okay. By the way, we do have 20% off the entire site over at papaswolio.com. Yesterday, let's go over, because some of you didn't notice that because we couldn't stream publicly, but we have new yoga classes. We have a level 2 morning flow number 4 express class with Alex. That's brand new inside the Swolenormous app. That's a brand new class. It's right there listed on your homepage. We also have a T-bar row masterclass. So if you haven't checked that out yet, it's right there on your homepage. Make sure you do so and make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any more questions. So that's available now for members inside the Swolenormous app. And we also have some new pump covers. I'm rocking the classic GTTFG, but we have a lot new designs and we're loading up tons of different color combinations. So we have all these different type prints. We have like dark on light. We have light on dark, and you have any different or so many different. We have like toxic green, we have light pink, we have brown. So you can mix and match. We have red, we have yellow. So we're giving you all the different options to mix and match whatever colors you want. So go and check that out over at papaswolio.com. We have a lot of new combinations. Wanted to give you guys with the pump covers the most options so you can pick what you like the most. And that's available over at papaswolio.com. 20% off all merch. So check that out as well. If you have questions, drop in the comments, hashtag AskPapaSwolio. Let's talk a little bit more about
What's in the box?
Calories, apparently. Cheyenne 29 is asking Papa Swolio, extreme caloric deficit or slight? So you're always going to be better off doing slight. You don't need a big caloric deficit because it's going to negatively affect your performance. If you're doing an extreme caloric deficit, you're going to have trouble building muscle. You're going to have trouble with performance. Even if you have a lot of body fat to lose, you want to be trimming this down over time. So it's never, in my opinion, a good idea to do anything extreme. Same thing with extreme bulking. If you just start eating 8,000 calories a day, you're going to put on a lot of fat. You're going to put on a lot of fat. You're not going to build muscle that quickly, and you're going to put on a lot of weight. So even with extreme, you just don't need extreme. You don't need extreme anything. You need proper lifestyle habits and to that balance to be around maintenance or a slight deficit, and then you can pivot. You can pivot over time. Again, you want to make sure that your performance is improving. You want to make sure that you're building muscle. If you're fat and you have a lot of weight to lose, you don't have weight to lose, you have fat to lose. You don't want to be losing muscle mass or bone density. So don't be trying to lose weight first and then build muscle. Focus on building muscle. It's actually going to help you lose extra body fat and useless weight. Again, you're going to have some body fat, you're going to have some water weight. That's totally fine and healthy, but you don't want to do anything extreme because it's going to tax your performance and it's going to be hindrance for you building muscle. Jacob Weed 6, Papasolio, best preferred workout for bigger rear delts. So with any body part that you're trying to focus or bring up, you want to target it in your workouts. So do you have to do a posterior deltoid exercise? Not necessarily, but if you need to bring up a certain body part, that could be something you prioritize. So you could do a cable, you could use dumbbells, you could use a reverse pec tech, that's fine. Also things like T-bar rows, upper back rows are going to hit the posterior deltoid also. So if you need an additional set, you can add that. Just make sure that you're prioritizing those types of movements in your sessions and do it first. So maybe on a leg day, for example, if you're doing upper lower, you can do posterior deltoid first before leg day. You can do 1 or 2 sets of posterior deltoid and then get into your leg day. It's not going to be taxing. It's not going to be exhausting. You're prioritizing it when you're the most fresh. It might be a better idea than doing, for example, posterior deltoid before your upper body day. That could be good too. Or you prioritize doing T-bar rows earlier in the workout. That way you're getting posterior deltoid activation earlier. So it really depends. You don't want it to be redundant where you're doing maybe T-bar rows and posterior deltoid in the same workout. That might be excessive. So it really comes down to your programming and what you prefer. And again, prioritizing body parts based on overall exercise selection and when you choose to perform those exercises. So this is very individualized. If you have a specific body part, for most people, and again, I always talk about building muscle. For most people, you want to put on mass. When I say mass, you want to put on muscle. You don't need to be, for people that are just starting off bulking, or I want to say bulking, but putting on muscle. Hey, I need to put on a lot of muscle. You're probably better off doing things like T-bar rows where you're hitting compound movements and you're building overall thickness and mass with an increased load rather than doing fancy isolation exercises. So if you're trying to really put on size, doing posterior isolation deltoid work is probably a waste of time and energy. You want to make sure you're just putting on overall muscle, and then over time, because everyone's going to have different development rates with their muscles, and everyone's going to have a different body part that maybe is lagging. And then after you put on some more mass, you could see what's falling behind or what isn't developing to your satisfaction, and then you can prioritize it more. So overall, a lot of people are trying to focus. They're doing isolations. They're doing higher end bodybuilding kind of prioritization training when they don't really have much muscle mass. The same thing with people that are skinny. They just started working out. They're going to quote unquote bulk for 3 months and then cut for 3 months. You have nothing to cut to. And if you're obese, you don't have any muscle mass. Most people that are obese don't have muscle mass. There's nothing to cut down to. So they find it very, very hard to lose overall body fat because their metabolism sucks and they haven't actually built that lean mass for their body to prioritize at rest, for example. So make sure that you're focusing on overall mass, and then in the future, once you have more muscle, then you can fine tune. But most people are trying to fine tune before they actually have the foundation. Isaac MC, Papa Swole, dude, I want to get huge. Well, let's fucking go. But there's no one to support. Do I just power the fuck through? Talk to me, Isaac. I know this is on Instagram, but you want to get huge, but there's no one to support. What does that mean? Well, you're asking, you're in the right place. You can come to the Daily Swole or join the Swole fam, and we're here to support you every step of the way. You want to get huge, but there's no support. Let me tell you, no one needs to support your goals but you. I'm making that very clear. It's ideal if you could surround yourself with people that are inspired. And the thing is, inside the Swole fam, not everyone is trying to get as big as possible. most people here are trying to build muscle, but you might not be trying to put on as much mass as possible. And that's totally fine. But we all have the same goals in terms of improving our 7 pillars. Your individual outcomes or your individual goals might vary. So we have people with all different ages, levels of experience around the world that are all trying to improve themselves, but maybe the outcomes that we're going for are a little bit different. And I posted this on X. What'd I say? I said, and I think we shared it on Instagram too. What I said. People got butthurt, of course. I said, feeling sad today? Cool. No one cares. Go to the fucking gym. Pretty standard and straightforward. And some people in the comments are like, well, people care. Sometimes you can't say that because, I've had friends that committed suicide and took their own lives because they thought no one cared. And it's like, look, we're not here babying people. We're not here putting an arm around your shoulder for the sake of putting an arm around your shoulder. In other words, this is to light a fire. And I'm not saying that people aren't feeling down. I'm not saying don't support people. I'm not saying no, it's hyperbolic. Does it mean that no one cares? All right, your family cares. People that are close to you care. It's not that serious in that sense, but you have to get out of your own head. And the point is, you don't need anyone to support. What you need to do is to believe in yourself and to put in the work. And a lot of people do not have that support system, which is why we're here. This is why we're here. The podcast is free. There's 3,217 episodes. You don't have to pay to be a member of the Swole fam. We'd love to have you. We're here when you're ready, but it's not for everyone. So I didn't create Swolenormous X with the, illusion that it's for everyone. Yes, it's designed to benefit anyone that wants to join, but it's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone is either going to be able to or is going to be a good fit for the Swole fam because we have a certain prerogative and we have a certain drive that separates us from the masses. The most important thing is that you are the number one support system for you and that you're worth it. And it's really important to understand that you are worth it and that no one needs to care. It's nice if people care, but the whole point is it's okay if they don't. You need to care and you're worth it enough for that to be enough. And you have to understand that you don't need social approval to do the things that you need to do for you. And that's just the point I wanted to make. All right, let's see. Hog Wild, is there a spring-themed drink from Starbucks that can get fucked? I'm due for new merch. Oh yeah, it's fuck your pink drink season. That's right, it's fuck your pink drink season. Oh my God, I forgot.
Matt Damon.
So I'm going to have to get a new XL shirt because I'm too big for the merch that I have. It's fuck your pink drink season. I forgot about that. I got to start wearing some merch before it's over. It is pink drink season. And that's the problem with social media is that you compare yourself to other people. So you have to stop comparing yourself to other people. You want to compare yourself to the you were yesterday or 5 years ago. And that's my point. It's really a battle between yourself. You can't compare what you want or what you have to other people. You just want to make improvements on what you have. So let's say we're all trying to put on as much muscle as possible. Let's just say that the way I'm going to look is going to be different than the way you look. We can all have the same goal, but you have to have the understanding that you are going to maximize you. You are going to maximize the way you look and the way you feel and your strength. You need to maximize that. So you might see me, I was doing 7-plate T-bar rows yesterday. I'm very proud of that. But at the same time, you don't have to. You might not be able to. But if you went from 1 plate to 1 plate and a 10, 1 plate and a 25, or you went from 40-pound dumbbells to 45, that's a massive improvement. That's great. That means your programming's on point and you're making progress. And that's what's most important because I started curling 15s and 20s and 25s. We all start somewhere. And the most important thing is you're making improvements based on what you've done in the past and done last week and last session, and you build on that over time. And you want it to be as linear as possible, but that's the challenge. You're going to hit plateaus. You're not going to make leaps and bounds all the time, but you want to tweak and adjust things so you're making progress and you're addressing and becoming a student and a scientist in your own life. And that's important. You don't have to stress it out. You don't have to stress out about it, but it's important to understand that even if you maximize all your efforts, you're going to look like a better you. You're going to be a better you. You're not going to be me, or you're not going to be Mark, or you're going to be a better you, period. Let's take one from YouTube. Alex. What's up, dude? I've recently found it harder to actually grip a heavier dumbbell, even though the exercise with that weight isn't that hard. Should I support my hands with lifting gloves or bump the weight down to grip a heavier dumbbell? So what exercise are you doing? If you're doing a back exercise, you should get yourself some lifting straps. You could use Versa grips or Cobra grips. There's a lot of different brands out there. You could use classic canvas straps or leather straps. But anytime I'm doing a back exercise or any type of pulling, I'm using wrist wraps. And the reason is because your limiting factor is always going to be your grip. I don't like lifting gloves. I don't like lifting gloves because they don't help. They actually make it harder to grip the weights because it increases the diameter. But there are like things like fat grips that actually make the dumbbells wider. So there's different strategies that people use in different tools and different marketing devices, and they all maybe have their place. But in terms of any kind of pull down or pull up, I'm not trying to strengthen my grip. I'm trying to target the muscles in my back, for example. So when I'm doing T-bar rows, I'm absolutely using straps. So it attaches it to my arms. I'm not trying to use, because if it's my weakest link, my grip, I'm not going to be able to row as much. So I'm sacrificing development on my upper back musculature, for example, and the weakest link is going to be your grip. So if you're doing any kind of pulling movements, for example, use straps. Alex says this was just with the squat and single leg RDL balance in total body ignite. The single RDL. So the grip was, if the grip was giving out, you can use a strap. So if you're holding on to the weights and you don't need it for the exercise, if you're doing a leg exercise, if you're doing RDLs, for example, you can use wrist wraps. There's nothing wrong with it because you're targeting the muscles you're trying to target. Like Jefferson curls, sometimes if I'm going heavy, I don't want to focus on gripping. I want to focus on the muscles I'm trying to lengthen. So I'll use straps even for those. So lifting gloves, I've never been a fan of, but weight like straps and stuff are fantastic. Lifting straps are fantastic. Michel Baumi, Papa Swolio. If you do you do mobility training? If yes, what kind? Well, mobility training. Heavy weights through a full range of motion. There's a lot of different exercises that will target mobility that you won't get with maybe standard strength training exercises. So end range of motion, Jefferson curls, sissy squats, knees over toes lunges, or any kind of full stretch with like the calves, adductor work, Copenhagen squats, Cossack squats are fantastic. But mobility is something that you can integrate with your strength training, and I highly recommend people progress that slowly. So mobility training is essential. For example, if you want to improve grip strength, do things like dead hangs. You could do farmer's carries and stuff like that. Sure, it's quote functional, but that doesn't really mean anything. But I'm not saying don't strengthen your grip. I'm just saying if you're doing something for your grip, strengthen your grip. Do exercises that specifically target grip strength. Don't try to do grip strength exercises for something for traps or for back. You want to focus on those muscles. You don't want your grip to be the weakest link. So train your grip strength, but do that with intention rather than have it being a limiting factor for other exercises. That makes sense? Scooby the One on Instagram just started my journey. What natural supplements should I be taking each day to help? I would start with magnesium, vitamin D, creatine. Those are some good ones to start with. Grass-fed and finished beef liver, Nature's multivitamin, highly recommended. All right, Leopard Pre, last one from Instagram. Any last chance questions, drop in the comments. Papa Solio, what can I do as a young woman to better my health and future? Proper nutrition, sunlight, meditation, quality sleep. As a woman, make sure you're cleaning out all the toxins in your environment. There's so many. The bathroom is usually the most toxic place, so make sure you're getting rid of anything with phthalates and parabens and all these endocrine disruptors. Start learning about that. Air fresheners, laundry detergents, dish soaps, moisturizers, hairsprays, deodorants, colognes, perfumes. Like that's a big one. So proper nutrition, proper sleep, and getting rid of these toxins in your environment. Creatine is probably the best supplement across the board that most people should be taking. All right, any other questions live? Thanks for being here. Episode 3217, Ask Papa Swolio's in the books. Let's jump right on ahead and go balls deep. All right.
That's deep.
All right, so let's do this one. Oh. We did that one yesterday. Maybe I didn't remove that. So we got two videos, keeping it light today. is that not leaving? Let's delete that. All right, we're just going to jump into this one. It's number 2, obesity genetics. Let's see what we got here. Let's have some fun.
What's in the box?
You can still ask a couple questions. We'll take a couple as we wrap up.
Obesity
Jesus
is caused by genetics, but
Christ.
1,000 years ago,
I always say boost the audio when it's low. That caught me by surprise. I'll replay that.
70% of obesity is caused by genetics, but 1,000 years ago, nobody was obese. What happened?
People do not know how to use microphones. Like, you don't have to yell if the microphone is right there. You don't have to yell. You don't have to project if the fucking microphone's right next to your mouth.
The genes associated with obesity cause you to overeat when food is abundant. 1,000 years ago, when food was very scarce, nobody was really obese. But now, in the modern food environment, it's very easy to overeat, especially if you have those genetics. Now, we can't change the whole food environment, but the solution is to control your local food environment, so the foods that you bring into the home are healthy, lower calorie foods, and not the types of foods that we all know and love.
Okay. Was there a point there? 70% of obesity is caused by genetics. This is just ridiculous shit. Everyone has predispositions, but yeah, don't eat garbage. How about that? Okay. The whole genetics thing, again, blaming it on your genetics is just an easy cope. It's an easy excuse to blame something that's not your fault. It's my genetics. Yeah, it's maybe a factor. We all have genetics, but guess what? If you trash your body, you're going to be fat, period. All right, this one's called masculinity.
Daily reminder, you get to define what masculinity and femininity are for yourself. Don't let society dictate your gender expression.
What the fuck is that?
Well, yeah, all right. I'll go to Mars. Why not? Fuck it. I guess there's still social media on Mars, so I'll still be exposed to that dog shit. All right, let's do a throwback. Jesus Christ. All right, let's do this one. What we got here? First one.
I believe fat people should just be allowed to be fat.
Hi, I'm Diane. I'm an alcoholic.
Videos last night were funsies about the Met Gala red carpet, and I
Ew.
said Lizzo was a fat person.
She is.
Because Lizzo is a fat person.
Yep.
That means fat people should be able to exist in this world.
They already do.
I'm so tired of stupid people talking. I think you have the freedom to talk, but my God, do you talk a lot and say a lot of stupid things. Fat people should be allowed to exist in this world. Am I missing something here? Where are the fat concentration camps?
Without having to inherently prove our self-worth.
Shut when you think about it.
Yeah, don't prove your self-worth to yourself. Don't do anything that you can love yourself for. Don't have any discipline. Don't change. Don't develop as an individual. Stay the way you are. You're perfect just the way you are. Everyone should get on their knees and bow to you.
Fat is not good, it's not bad. It is merely a neutral physical descriptor. Okay.
It's not neutral at all. It is bad. Having excessive amounts of body fat is objectively bad. Yeah. Yeah. I love how I was saying, like, can we stop, like, having fat people? Can we stop judging fat people? Look, if you trash your body, you are asking people to have opinions because we know it's bad for you. All right. We don't have to keep on talking about logic and common sense. Let's see. Crystal on YouTube, Papa Swole, I have really stiff hips. What's the best exercise I could do to help? Yoga and mobility training for your hips. Strength training for your hips, adductors, abductors, extensors, hip flexors. You don't want to just stretch. You want to make sure that you're strengthening the full range of motion. So doing things like a monkey foot where you're strengthening your hip flexors. A lot of people they have tight hip flexors, but they're also very weak. So people have tight muscles and they just stretch them. They never actually activate them and strengthen them, and they continue to have muscle imbalances. So you want to make sure you're strengthening your glutes. You want to make sure you're strengthening and lengthening your adductors, your abductors. Things like elevated pigeon is fantastic. Monkey foot for hamstrings as well as for hip flexors are great. Like I mentioned, things like Cossack squats are fantastic, or Copenhagen planks are great for the adductors. Adductor machine is fantastic, but also you could do these things with body weight. Jefferson curls are fantastic. Sissy squats are great. Getting knees over toes, very important. As well as reverse sled is great for the knees. And you have to understand that there's a lot of muscles that cross the hip and the knee joint. So it's really important that you train them at both origins and insertion. Alex on YouTube, I just got one of those grip strengthener things. Are they any good or just bro science? There's muscles in your hand. There's muscle in your forearms. Any kind of progressive overload and strengthening will strengthen those muscles. Now, whether or not you're going to get hypertrophy from that is different. So doing dead hangs, grip strengtheners, extensors, flexors, that stuff is great. Forearms are even more genetic than calves. So you can do tons of forearm work and maybe not see a ton of hypertrophy. So strength is important, but you have to keep in mind that hypertrophy based on the muscle bellies and the insertions and how long the tendons are. Some people are going to have thicker, meatier forearms. Some people are going to have longer, more slender, but it doesn't mean that you don't have strength. So the way that hypertrophy actually is going to manifest, everyone's going to look a little bit different based on their muscle bellies. So are you trying to get bigger forearms or are you just trying to get stronger? But if you're trying to get stronger, then doing more weight, more reps, and or both is how you build strength. So nothing wrong with those grip strengtheners. Just make sure you're working your extensors also so you don't get imbalances or tendonitis and things like that. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do one more throwback. Oh, this one's brutal. 3 meals a day, white supremacy. We got some.
The day thing is from colonialism.
I've been waiting for this day.
Of course you have.
If you don't know me, please go check out my page.
No thanks, I'll pass.
I talk a lot about diet culture and its roots in white supremacy, racism, and just whiteness in the food system as a whole. It really articulates how whiteness has infiltrated the way that we view and address our hunger cues. Because we are trying to adhere to very strict schedules that our bodies didn't, they were not created to immediately adhere to.
You are so stupid.
Like, you don't come out the womb being like, I will only eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Society tells you only eat breakfast.
Oh, God, what the fuck are you talking about? You can fast. You can eat 1 meal a day. You can eat twice. You can graze. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And, like, think about how many times people don't eat after dinner, even though they're still hungry, because it's like, well, I can't eat after dinner. That'd be bad.
I do it all the time.
So, yeah, what we know now is you can do time-restricted eating windows, 3 meals, 4 meals. There's so many different ways to do it. Don't let some racist retard tell you how you need to eat. Okay, fam, let's give away today's Swole card. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Any last-minute questions, you could drop in the comments. Tiff says, Popeye started training again and I was having trouble picking up my kettlebell. I thought it was stuck on something. My 6-year-old quickly said, that's because you don't use it anymore. The shame.
Matt Damon.
Oh, boy. Your 6-year-old is like, well, you need to lift weights. Ooh, your 6-year-old told you to go to the fucking gym. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Ooh, now you got to make sure that weight gets lifted really easily. This is what I was saying the other day. When you lift heavy weights, everything in life gets easier. It really does. When you lift heavy weights, everything gets lighter. This is what happens when you increase strength. Earth gets lighter. Earth gets lighter. Everything in your environment becomes lighter, more movable, more mobile. Everything's just easier to move. So you're making Earth easier. You're making gravity less of an effect. That's what happens when you build strength. So keep on building strength. Kids are so damn honest. Yeah, they certainly are. All right, hashtag most people don't. Let's give away today's Swole card. Appreciate you guys for being here. All right, Falcon. Most people don't. Now we got another show tomorrow. Looking forward to it. I love it because it rhymes. Today's winner on Rumble, LET 1 2 3. Congratulations! Name so nice, you say it thrice. LET, congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3217, the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. A reminder, yesterday's episode was private for members. You can't watch it or listen to it later because it cut off, didn't save. Everything kind of went to shit yesterday. Rumble was down and then things froze. So anyway, we got the whole episode in. So all the new releases are inside the Swolenormous app. So you're not going to find yesterday's full episode anywhere, but it did happen. and we were there. Those that are members, you know what happened. You were there, and it was fun. Tomorrow we'll be back, and we will probably be, tomorrow's probably going to be probably in the afternoon, maybe even like late afternoon tomorrow for the show. Got some stuff to do in the morning. So we'll be coming to you live later on in the day after 12 sometime, maybe even like a 4 or 5 o'clock show. So we'll be a little bit later tomorrow, but it's going to be a good show. Looking forward to it. So thank you so much for being here. Go check out the new masterclass. Yeah, I agree. Make sure you go into the Swolenormous app, and I'll show you. It's right there, and it's available for app. You can see it right there. T-bar row masterclass right there. It's lovely. Go and check it out. We have all the releases. We got the new yoga class. We got the new pump covers. It kind of breaks down. That's just a straight link to all the different collections. We got new recipes. So all that's available in the Swolenormous app. And of course, you have all your awesome sections. You got the featured section. We have all the popular sections at the bottom, so you can go and look en masse. And of course, at the top, we have the quick scroll bar for most of the things that you're going to need. Search function is completely fixed. It was only down for like a day. So now it's back, and you can use it to find your favorite classes, add them to a playlist, and go make some gains. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the new masterclass. Make sure you comment down below also. Comment under the masterclass whether you liked it. Maybe you have a follow-up question. So it's not going to be the last one. We're going to have many more masterclasses, and we've been releasing a lot of them. We've been pumping out masterclasses pretty much every single week. So Crystal says, I'm in New Zealand, and a person at my gym had a Depth Vader merch. It was so awesome. That's fantastic. Oh, I love it. Wow. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. How many of you have seen, that's awesome. How many of you have seen Swole merch in the wild? How many of you have seen Swole merch in the wild? That's fucking cool. That's awesome. That's super cool. You have to say hi next time. You have to say hi next time. Be like, hey, I love your merch. And then boom, show them like back to the fucking gym or something. That's so cool. That's so cool. I can't wait till like I'm out there and I just see someone wearing the merch. Just watch. It's going to be like a knockoff. Like, oh, I got it from so. I'm like, damn it. Someone stole my shit. That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. You definitely want to be best friends with that person. You're going to go up to that person next time and be like, did we just become best friends? Is that Darth Vader? Did we just become best friends? Did we just become best friends? All right. Well, you'll know. You'll know. Michelle says, I have yet to see anyone else in my gym wear Swole merch. It's coming, though. Well, guess what, Michelle? Maybe they're thinking the same thing about you. Maybe you're wearing Swole merch and like, oh my God, I saw so-and-so at my gym. Maybe you're the one they're talking about, Michelle. Alex says, only Swole merch I've seen in person is on my laptop. Yeah, so Michelle, you're that person. You're that person that has the merch. You're that person that people are talking about. You're that person that someone's talking about on a different podcast. Like, hey, I saw someone wearing Depth Vader merch. You're the person. Are you in New Zealand, Michelle? Maybe that was you. I'm the only one, and people ask me where I get my shirts. Hell yeah. I am known as the girl with the awesome shirts. That's dope.
Hi, puppy.
Well, they are awesome, and you look awesome wearing it. Plus, you have good taste, so you got really good ones. Every time you've explained what you've picked up, it's all good designs, all good choices. Let's see, Alex. Soon I'm getting those tanks, though. I need my delts to pop. I hear you. So that's why you're talking about. We're talking about delts. We're talking about straps and stuff because you're rocking the merch. Now it's time to get jacked, so you're ripping out of it. It's time for you guys to size up. If you're a medium, it's time to try to get to be a large, right? Some of you are like, I'm trying to lose fat. I don't want to gain size. I don't want to get a bigger shirt. Well, maybe the opposite for you, but you want to lean out a little bit. Michelle says, I think cow farts will be my next purchase. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, fam, go enjoy your day. Go to the fucking gym. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. And of course, join the fam, swolenormousx.com. 20% off the whole site over at popsoyo.com. Again, these new pump covers, all the different colors and combinations. Go check it out. That's all available on the site. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, McGoose. Yeah, boy. Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90 These want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans, I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits.